Hi, this is Carl, and what I'm going to do in this particular video, as I have in previous videos, is to discuss an essential point of Spanish grammar. Now, very recently what I did was to discuss and explain the essential differences between por and para, and also between the three question words que, cual and cuales. And this particular discussion revolves around the essential differences in usage between the two verb forms ser and estar, both Spanish translations of the verb to be. And what I will do in part 2 of this video is to give you, as I've done previously, a quiz whereby I read a number of English examples out to you and then translate each of them into Spanish, explaining at the same time why a particular form of the verb in question has been used. Now what I'll do as well is to give as clearly and as accurately as possible an explanation which is not based on anything which I've read in a text or grammar book, but which I've come up with on the basis of the queries and questions which students have presented to me and which I've tried to answer as best as I possibly can. And also the conclusions, the wording of the explanations will be very important. So what I will hope to do in the course of this video is, after I've given the three rules which apply to estar, if the learner, having looked at a particular example, thinks to himself or herself, well, the rule which is, or the rules, or any of the rules which applies to estar doesn't fit this example, then we can assume correctly that a form of ser must be used instead. So as I say, the wording of the rules for estar is very important so that we can allow any learners to deduce that if a rule for estar doesn't apply, then a form of ser must be used instead. So the three rules for estar, very quickly starting with the easiest to explain to the trickiest to explain. Estar may be used, but not always, when we're using a form of to be in English. For example, I am, he is, she is, you are, we are, or they are, plus another verb form which ends in ing. They are singing, I am cooking, we are eating, etc. The second rule for estar is that it will be used to describe the location of concrete nouns and also people. Where is my mother? Where is the church? Where is the town centre? But not for describing where somebody is from originally, that being an origin rather than a location. Where is she from? That's not relating or referring to the location of a particular individual at any given moment in time. And also estar will not be used to describe the location of venues, in other words, things which essentially we can't touch. Where is the class being held? Where is the meeting taking place? Where is the party being held? Etc. And perhaps the most difficult rule for estar, you will use it, and many grammar books explain this in the sense of temporary conditions. That's to a certain degree a reliable explanation, but if we consider that estar is used for conditions, temporary conditions, and exclusively, almost exclusively I believe, with adjectives, the door is open, the door is closed, the tea is hot, the coffee is cold, then the rule will apply. And also it will be used for adjectives which refer to mindset, people's frames of mind. She's feeling upset this morning, she's feeling happy today, he is annoyed today, etc. But not, for example, let's say, things which theoretically could be temporary. For example, my car is red. Somebody might argue, well, we could spray it with a different colour of paint, make it blue, in which case the red colour of the car isn't a permanent condition, it's a temporary condition. We can use estar. Things which we can visualise with our eyes, the colour of a car, things which relate to the physical nature of something, we won't tend to use estar for those. So, as I say, I'll give you the quiz in part 2, and hopefully we can sort of summarise the rules and make everything a lot clearer.